Hello there. Hello. Hi, everybody. So it is Jen Pierce here, the Cocoa Queen, back for another edition of Foodie Friday. And thank you so much for joining me. So today we are going to make bacon chocolate chip cookies. What? I know, crazy, right? So I'm so excited for this. A friend of mine made them the other day and she said I just have to make them. So I have to. So first, let me introduce myself. My name is Jen Pierce, and I am better known as the Cocoa Queen, not just because I wear a crown, but because I'm absolutely obsessed with everything chocolate and cocoa. And thank goodness for me, I found this company called the Cocoa Exchange that is just as obsessed as I am. Literally all of their products contain either chocolate or cocoa. And I love that the Cocoa Exchange has these unexpected items. It's not just chocolate things, it's savory sauces too, it's really neat how they do this combination of sweet and savory, right? Putting like white chocolate in hot sauce, right? Chocolate in barbecue sauce or teriyaki sauce. And that's kind of what we're doing today, putting bacon in chocolate chip cookies. What? Craziness, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna see how it turns out. So today we're gonna use some of our pure dark sea salt rounds. Okay, so that's the product from the Cocoa Exchange that we're using. And I will show you. So these are pure dark, these are dairy-free dark chocolate. They come in little rounds. If you can see that, a bunch of little rounds in a disc. And then they have flecks of sea salt on them. They also come in other flavors, raspberry and espresso and fun things like that. Okay, so I got my recipe here. I'm gonna be using the recipe because I didn't write it all down yet. All right, so first we are going to preheat our oven to 375. And then I'm mixing in the mixer 1 cup of butter, softened. And if you didn't soften it ahead of time, stick it in the microwave for just like 10-15 seconds. And then if it's still not quite soft, because the microwave won't soften it completely, it'll start to melt parts and other parts will still be cold. Microwaves. Put it in the mixer and mix the butter just by itself. And it'll help soften and give you that good consistency. So we've got 1 cup of butter. We've got 3/4 cup of regular granulated white sugar, 3/4 cup of packed brown sugar, and 1 egg. And we're gonna put those in there, mix that up. So tell me, have you guys ever done anything like this before? Are you a bacon lover? Have you put bacon in cookies before? I need to know all about it. So we're getting that, and then we're going to add to that our flour, baking soda, and salt. And I have the world's biggest container of baking soda here. It's a long story, but yes, I have the world's biggest container of baking soda. So if the zombie apocalypse happens, feel free to come to me for baking soda. All right, so we're gonna use a teaspoon of baking soda. How hilarious is it that I'm using a teaspoon out of this gigantic bag? A teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, which I usually just guesstimate. And then we are going to use 2 1/4 cups of flour. So I'm a couple minutes late to this video, and I will tell you guys why. It's because I was measuring out my ingredients and prepping them, and I realized that I only had about a cup of flour, and I needed 2 1/4 cups. So I quickly texted my neighbor, and I'm like, "Can I borrow a cup of flour, please?" And she's like, "Sure." And I'm like, "Now?" She's like, "Okay." So thank you so much to Krista for bailing me out with the flour. I'm estimating my 1/4 cup there. You're not supposed to estimate with baking. You can estimate with cooking, but you're not really supposed to with baking, because baking is more of an exact science. But, you know. All right, so it says your dough will be stiff. No jokes. Yeah, I can already hear the mixer struggling with it. The mixer knows it's already stiff. But that is fine. Get that mixed up, and then we are going to add the good stuff. Oops. I always do that. Does anybody else always do that? Go the wrong way on your mixer? You know what? I always do that when I'm live with you guys. I think because it's away from me. Usually when my mixer sits on the counter, it's the other direction. So I think I'm used to turning it on and off in the other direction. So this is just a good basic cookie dough that we have here. Let's show it to you guys. Regular old cookie dough. And then we're going to add the good stuff to it. We're going to stir in our bacon pieces. So I have some freshly cooked bacon that is cooled now. Nice and crisp like I like it. Going to add about half a cup of that. And then about a cup of our sea salt dark chocolate rounds. So I'm just going to roughly break those up. And measure them out. I think it's going to use most of this container. Oh, the preheating's done. We're getting close. Getting close, getting close. So I asked the neighbor, I was like, I'm making these cookies. You want me to bring you some when I'm done? And they went, no. They're not, I guess they're on a diet right now or something. So anybody local want some bacon chocolate chip cookies? I will have them ready shortly. Okay. All right, we got that. Pour the extra in there. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna mix this by hand for this part. Because you know, always when you add in this stuff, you kind of want to fold it in more than really mix it. Oh, this is where you get your workout. Anybody have plans this weekend? Oh my goodness. Look at this. I have never made something like this before. Well, I mean, I've made cookies before, but I've never put bacon in a cookie before. The other thing that I kept saying I was going to make, and I never have still, is chocolate covered bacon. Have you ever tried that? Chocolate covered bacon. That's another one that sounds interesting to me. All right, we've got our cookie mix. Excuse me, mixer. And now I'm just going to put it on our baking sheet. Got myself a mess of stuff here. Just gonna use my cookie thingy. So nice little rounded balls, about 2 inches apart. Doesn't have to be perfect. You know what I like to do? I like to do a little kind of design as I put them on the cookie sheet. You guys ever done this? I feel like you can get more if I do like 2 and then 3 and then 2. Is that making sense? Here, I'll show you. Got a little too much in this scoop. Not enough of those. Okay. can be a bit of a perfectionist. You see me here with the cookies, kind of being a perfectionist. So sometimes I feel like you can get more that I do 2 and then 3 and then 2 and then 3. So that they're spaced out. All right, so I'm going to throw them in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes. And I will post a picture when they're done and show you how they are. Or I might even go live to try them and do a little taste test with you. So that's what I have for you today. If you try it, please let me know. I would love to know what you think. And be sure to tune in next Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, for another edition of Foodie Friday with the Cocoa Queen. That's me. Have a great weekend. Bye.